Today we are in downtown Fayetteville, the beautiful Tricycle Farm. It is Live United Volunteer Day. We have about 60 volunteers that have come out to help the farm, and they're doing whatever is necessary out here. We're gonna get our hands dirty. We're gonna move some dirt. You guys, I cannot wait to show you this beautiful community farm. Come on, let's go.
This is a story about food, the farmers who grow it, the homegrown recipes, the traditions, the celebrations, the way we love it, the way we bring them all together. That's how we cook this.
Tankersley Foods, a family-owned independent food distributor in Arkansas and Oklahoma for over 70 years. We do whatever it takes for our customers. Online at tankersleyfoods.com.
Metro Appliances and more, proudly serving the community for over 40 years. Whether you're a builder, contractor, or homeowner, we have appliances to suit your needs and style. From double ovens to patio furniture, we make a house a home in every season.
Packaging Specialties Incorporated, offering a wide variety of packaging since 1975. Our vision is to provide solutions that are fiscally and environmentally responsible for all our customers' products. Online at packagingspecialties.com.
Farmers Insurance and Financial Services in historic downtown Rogers, Arkansas. We are farmers. Richter Solar Energy, with over 16 years of experience designing and installing solar electric systems.
I'm Don Bennett. I'm the founder and director at Tricycle Farms. We're here today on Live United Day, where behind me you can see all kinds of busy hands. You know, they say many hands make light work.
So we're real proud to be here at Tricycle Farms. Thanks so much for having us.
Thanks for coming, Stephen.
Tell me about the farm. Tell me about your mission, first of all.
Well, the mission is to grow community through soil as we steward food awareness, education, and empowerment. Sounds like a lot, but you know, we're not aware of how much food insecurity that we have.
Yes.
And we're not aware.
It's big.
It's
in every community, not just ours.
Not just ours. It's all across the country.
Yes.
I mean, 1 in 6 adults across the country are. We just happen to be in Arkansas.
Mm-hmm.
We just happen to be in one of the #1 states of food insecurity, for children especially. Obesity, we're one of the #1 states. These are areas we don't want to be #1. We want the Razorbacks to be #1.
Correct.
And not to be #1, especially when it comes to the kids. In our neighborhood, around our farm, which happens to be in the center of the state's 3rd largest city.
Right in the middle of town.
Right in the middle of the town. Our neighborhood, if you go a mile that way, you're at the university campus. You go a mile that way, you're on the university farms. You go a mile that way, you got 49.
Yeah.
In this circle is 16,000 people, 6,000 of which are living below the poverty level. That is 30% in the 3rd largest city of the Arkansas.
So in the prime growing time, are people bringing a basket or a brown paper bag and you're doling out food? How do they become involved? Do they have to come to the farm and work to be able to get food? How does it work?
Well, they can. You know, empowerment means you feel like you've earned something.
Community farm.
Right, and so that's where we share a third with volunteers.
Okay.
You know, we also give a third to meals and pantries. There's 3 pantries within this mile. There's a meal right across the street at Sunday supper at Trinity United Methodist Church, and 6 different denominations of churches work that meal and make it happen for over 100 people.
Wow.
You know, we got a new boulevard, and that put us smack dab in the center of this city, in the center of this neighborhood, and now we need to build that center and build it around the idea of a neighborhood commons, of where we work with the leadership and we work with the other organizations and we fix this problem right here, us being self-evident.
Really good. And so these Live United volunteers that have come out to help today, where do most of them come from? Are they just folks that volunteer in the community?
You know, the United Way of Northwest Arkansas has a volunteer website, and these folks came from the accounting department at Walmart. So they're actually all coming from Bentonville to connect
with this
to the
Fayetteville
farm.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So will you show me a few things and let me dig in the dirt maybe a little?
Absolutely, Stephen. Let's go do it.
Do it. Cool.
So the reason why we named it Tricycle Farms is, well, we had other names to start with, and they were so boring. And I thought, how exciting would it be if we had adult-sized tricycles with market carts filled to the brim with vegetables on the best bike trail in all of America. And, you know, we could have a food exchange, a tomato transaction anywhere in the city, on the campus. And I thought that was really neat, you know? I mean, in terms of the sustainability, the pedal power that people could provide. And that's really part of this farm raising, and being able to share that food anywhere in our neighborhood and anywhere in the city.
So, we are in the farm to school market garden here at the Tricycle Farm, and you're standing in a trench.
I sure am.
And I'm digging really soft dirt here.
Yeah, and it's sprinkling rain.
A little bit.
Yeah.
What's going on? What are we doing with this whole trench?
Well, it's a multitude of things, but mostly these Arkansas rains that we have that are so heavy at times, it all comes at once. We got to be able to release this water.
Okay.
And we also need our garden beds to not be buried in it. So we're raising our beds up with the soil that comes out of these paths.
Okay.
And then we're going to fill it, and what I like to call this is carbon loading the site with wood chips from Ozark Electric and West Tree Company.
Okay.
And
cool.
So these are a free byproduct of cleaning the power lines, and it's great for growing gardens because we're going to make soil here when this water fills this up and we catch it and we walk all over this path. We're going to make soil in about 2 years that takes nature 500 years to dig.
Awesome.
You
And
know?
so we're moving water through the trench as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we're going to inoculate with mycelium. And that mycelium will permeate and eat the wood chips, but at the same time will share nutrients and water with the plants in the soil.
And for this garden right here, so are we actually going to be feeding kids that are at school with the food that grows in here?
Well, better than that. We're going to work with the green team at Asbell Elementary School. They're going to actually come here and they're going to grow this food. And then the next fall, when that okra is 8 feet tall, I'm going to teach them how to walk it into the path and pick it together. And then we're going to harvest it, and then we're taking it back to school to eat it. So our goal for Tricycle Farms is to teach what happens in between the seeding that they did.
Okay.
And
the picking
and the picking and the eating.
Okay.
So it
Awesome.
is definitely farm seed to mouth.
Love it. Let's
Yeah.
finish up this trench.
Let's do it.
All right.
Stephen, I'd like to share something with you in this hoop house that we've got going.
Let's check it out. It's warm in there, huh?
It's a wonderful Arkansas table.
I
you
love
know,
that thing.
Right,
That's
we're
so-
located right here.
That is so great.
You know, this mound here is a form of a hugel culture.
Hugel culture.
Yes, hugel culture. It's a form of permaculture.
Hugel culture.
Hugel culture.
That is a new one for me.
Is it?
Yes.
Okay.
Explain it to me.
Well, you know, you dig a trench.
The big mound here.
Right, but you got to dig first.
Okay.
And you remove the soil and move it over. And then you fill with logs, I mean big logs, and a mound of logs that are actually kind of rotten. That's going to basically support the growth of fungi.
Food, yeah.
Yeah. And it's while they're eating the wood, the soil that we cover it with, and the plants we put in there, they're actually watered and fed through the mycelium.
Man, brilliant. Hugel culture.
Right, and then of course we're in a hoop house.
Right.
So now we can actually grow 4 seasons.
That is so beautiful.
And that's our goal.
And I saw something up here that I really think is cool looking.
Isn't it beautiful?
Is that fennel?
It's bronze fennel.
Bronze
Did you
fennel.
see the bronze tone that it's getting in these
Look at how
leaves?
beautiful
It's
that
absolutely-
is.
Yes, and it's tasty, smells good, got a wonderful aroma.
Oh, licorice.
Yes.
Licorice.
It's so easy to grow, and it promotes the swallowtail butterflies.
Wow.
They lay their eggs on these.
That's amazing.
Yeah. So we grow extra. That's our third for the birds concept, because birds, butterflies, bugs.
Absolutely.
So we share our food, the first third they get. And then, do you see the big green leaves?
The mustard,
I tell you what, you're about to get a taste.
Can I get
Yes,
on that?
take one of those
Can I
big,
get on
nice
that?
leaves there.
Look at that.
I mean, wouldn't you like to cook with mustard greens like that?
So fresh, so crispy.
Yeah.
It's got some zip to it too.
And I
mean, some spice. Woo!
And flavor has a lot to do with the nutrition that's in the soil.
Man, a lot like a horseradish, a really bold horseradish, or maybe wasabi. That's what that's the flavor I'm getting at. That is
Maybe
really,
I'll show you where we do have them, which
Awesome.
is in one of another permaculture guild that's outside.
Show me the rest of this though. Show
Okay.
me this.
Well,
I mean,
you know-
because I see mint, I see. Is that strawberry? Is that?
That's a strawberry. There's strawberry we're about to make right there. I believe this is arugula.
Yes,
If,
it absolutely is.
I think that's going to give you a taste test too.
Should I get a little some? I gotta
Have
get
to-
some of that.
You got to try to compare it to the mustard you just had and see. How's flavor,
Doesn't
right?
get any better than that right there.
You got two kinds of sage. You know, we're protecting them. We're about to take them outdoors and put them in the gardens.
Awesome.
And these are going to become nice big shrubs by the Pesto Fest, which is in September.
What a beautiful facility. There's butterflies in here. We have, I mean,
Look at this kale.
lettuce,
You seen kale like that?
rib
And
lettuce.
Rosemary.
Look at the
creeping
thyme.
thyme.
Yes.
Look at the beautiful tiny flowers. You know, a lot of is made up of the bees, that the type of pollination that they do, but you know, there are tiny little bees. There are thousands of different varieties.
Yeah,
and that's why these little flowers are so important.
Yeah,
too.
pollination doesn't take the big bee with the stuff hanging off
Exactly.
of them. The little bitty ones do a good job as well.
This right here is called tillage radish.
Edible, right? That's
It's
an edible
edible.
flower.
And an edible root as well.
Oh, having
That-
lunch in the hothouse.
you know, called tillage radish because you can easily put these seeds in and not till, and they'll actually drive themselves down a foot, and you've got tillage.
Wow.
And
Amazing. Very, very cool.
walking onions, Egyptian. We want to share these with our neighbors because you can plant these any time of year. In 2 years, they're going to produce so many bulbs that anyone who starts planting these will never ever have to buy another onion bulb.
Very, very cool. Look, there's one of the little bees right,
Right
there.
there. Yeah.
Look at that. That is pollination in action right there.
That's great observance. too.
Beautiful. What a great spot. This is so cool. This is so cool. Thank you.
Thanks, Steve.
Thank
Really appreciate
Awesome.
you joining us. Farm raising, if you think back, you think about the barn raisings when everybody in the community showed up and they put their hands in and they were going to raise that barn because they knew that that barn made that family vulnerable. And when a family was vulnerable, the whole community was vulnerable. So to raise a farm, to build a food city, we're going to have to come together. We're going to have to connect like we haven't been connected in decades.
We are doing a benefit for Tricycle Farms tonight. These guys are growing hydroponics. They're doing all kinds of great local growing, and we're trying to get them a beautiful new greenhouse. So we have tonight 5 chefs, 5 courses, and 5 beers. These guys are throwing down some of their best food to show these guys how they pair it with these beautiful beers. So check it out. So this is a complete collaborative with several chefs in the area, the guys that are doing farm to table, doing local cuisine, man, and they get together to make events happen. This is truly a collaboration. so great to get all the different chefs' perspectives on all these different courses paired with all these beers. Man, it's a really, really good event.
Well, there were several things that were great about tonight. There was the pairing of the beer and the food, but it was all about community. And you had this great community event, and you had this great community asset in Tricycle Farms that are bringing food to a different level. And I think that is what everyone enjoyed. A brewery, a farm, 5 different chefs, and there aren't many places where this can happen, but it happened here in Northwest Arkansas. It was pretty fantastic.
One of the incredible things about tonight's event is it really brings together a regional conversation about the importance of food, and the farmers are smack in the middle of this entire conversation. What Tricycle Farms is doing is vitally important to the food scene here in Fayetteville, but its repercussions all across the region is really, really important.
I wanted to show you guys a little bit of our garden right here at Cook with Brooks, and I want to make a dish. I was inspired by all of that, so I'm going to pick a couple of radishes out of here. We got some local stuff. We're going to make a cool dish for you inside. Today I'm rocking for you a beautiful Bansley pork chop. Man, we're going to do pork à poivre, and that's peppered pork. Instead of using peppers, we're gonna use peppers, and I'll show you what I mean. We got some fresh ones that we're gonna put on this and make it a beautiful pepper pork chop. Y'all come on over, let's get busy. So I have 2 tablespoons of butter, and I wanna get them browning in the pan, and I got my beautiful pork chops. Beautiful Bansley pork. This is Berkshire pork out of Harrison, Arkansas. And so I want to season these up real good. So a little salt, a little paprika, a little black pepper, and a little granulated garlic. And I'm going to get this guy right into that hot pan just to get all that stuff to stop that the pan's got going on. And we'll season the other side. A little salt on this one, a little black pepper, a little garlic, a little paprika. Like that. Get that guy right into the pan. And we really want that butter browned off. And now I'm going to just turn it down just to where it's on low. Okay? Because what we're going to do here is just get a nice sear on those so I can season up this side. Salt on both of those guys. Be generous with it. Black pepper, give it a dusting, granulated garlic, and then our paprika. We're going to use every bit of that dark butter that's in that pan. Now I have the oven set at 400, and look at what we get. Soaking up all that beautiful butter, melting with those nice herbs and spices. And that's pretty much it. We are not going to do any more to the pork except put it in the oven for about 12 minutes. Just like that. And in they go. Beautiful. Now, what we're going to do with the rest of this beautiful butter we have left over is make our à poivre sauce. So I have shallot right here. This is going to be our peppered sauce. We have right here our bell peppers. We'll start soaking up all that good liquid that's in that pan. Gonna be nice. All that flavor. So now we're going to add right to our peppers these beautiful shiitake mushrooms, Sweden Creek Farms in Kingston, Arkansas. Man, they do a good job with these babies. They're going to make a nice addition to our à poivre. So once we get to that point right there, we want to add a little steamy to that. So add us a little bit of white wine so we can deglaze our pan. And we want to let that reduce by about half as we season this up with salt and pepper, just like that. Nice dusting. Because we have to add some heavy whipping cream to it in just a minute. So we need some good seasoning. Black pepper. Some good granulated garlic right there. And that's going to be beautiful. And we just got to let that reduce by half. And once we get a good reduction of this by about half, we can add our heavy whipping cream. 1 cup. Listen to that. That's gonna thicken it up nicely. Gonna give it some good flavor. Once it all cooks down, it's gonna thicken really nicely. Be delicious. Last thing we're gonna do, add a little bacon right here to this pan. Just diced up really thick bacon. And we're gonna let it cook down for just a little bit. Look at that. So we get our bacon rendering really, really good. We don't want a real crispy on this, but we like the bacon cooked, certainly. But you see all that liquid? That's what we're trying to get to. That's what we're gonna try and get to right there. But while the bacon continues to crispy up some and to render, we're gonna add those radish, the root part of the radish, right in there. And I'm gonna hit it with just a little salt on the radishes. And just let that bacon continue to cook. We wanna soften up those radishes real good. Gonna add a little color, some love. Look at that. Look at that. Thick, saucy, beautiful. That's gonna soak up some of that love too, and you'll have a good, nice big Sweeten Creek mushroom on your plate. Oh yeah, that's perfect. So, once you get your bacon to this point, you see all that liquid, and we'll show you all that liquid and how it's doubled since I showed it to you a second ago. It's perfect. The timing is right for us to take those beautiful radish tops, get them right in to that bacon, right now. You can't get them all the way drained, so they're gonna have a little bit of water on them, but you wanna make sure you season them real good with salt and get them moving in that bacon fat. And all it is from here is a wilting. That's it. Don't just eat the radish, the bulb part of it. Man, you gotta eat the greens too. The greens have so much nutrition. So our beautiful poivre, the peppers are all set and ready to go. Man, our radish with the bacon is all set and ready to go. I think the pork's ready too. We're gonna get it out of the oven right now. Ooh, baby. Oh, look at that. Yes. So we'll take one of these beautiful pork chops, because it is the centerpiece of our plate, and give it right to the middle of that guy right there. Just like that. Look at that beautiful fat cap. Oh my goodness. Man, just make sure, if you're the one doling out the poivre, make sure everybody gets a little bit of everything. Those mushrooms soak up so much of that sauce. It's gonna be a beautiful thing right on top. Then, take your greens and your radish, your bacon, just like that. Sell it to that plate on the side. Man, what a beautiful dish. Pork au poivre, beautiful shiitake mushrooms, homegrown radish, the tops and the bottoms. Man, that's how you cook this. You can find all our recipes on our blog, cookwithbrooks.com.
Local broadcast of this program is made possible by viewers like you and by
Tankersley Foods, a family-owned independent food distributor in Arkansas and Oklahoma for over 70 years. We do whatever it takes for our customers. Online at tankersleyfoods.com.
Springdale Farmers Market, providing fresh local produce since 1997.
Farmers Insurance and Financial Services in historic downtown Rogers, Arkansas. We are farmers.
Technical support provided by Simple Machine, web design and marketing.
Richter Solar Energy, with over 16 years of experience designing and installing solar electric systems.
And by
Find us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and our blog, cookwithbrooks.com.